This is really hard. We're just trying to live our faith.
We've been mischaracterized. I mean, served gays on many different occasions.
There was never any intention on hurting these two girls, ever. We're not those type of people.
We had a booming business. It was good. When we opened the shop up, we thought it was going to be something to provide for the family, income.
Some of my favorite memories, and this probably sounds really silly, but when my daughter would be helping out, we'd get into frosting fights. I actually had like the thought of my kids, you know, kind of taking over and being able to pass something like that onto them.
The girl and her mom showed up. Like any other time, I asked what the bride and groom's names were, and she informed me at that point that it was two brides. I was very apologetic, did not want to hurt her feelings. I said, I'm sorry, we don't do cakes for same-sex weddings. That was the last I had seen or heard from anybody in the situation for about 2 weeks when I received a complaint with the Department of Justice in the mail. I was not even aware at the time that Oregon had anything on the statute. They would have prohibited me from turning down the order.
After this happened, we had a lot of protests going on down right over on the street.
After the issues with the referrals, the lack of wedding business, because of that, we did make the choice to close the shop on September 1st, 2013.
The state has brought charges, multiple charges against Aaron and Melissa Klein, and the complainants have stated that they have damages, emotional, mental, and physical damages that would add up to $150,000. There was no doctor, there was no psychologist, no expert testimony at all.
The damages that they're claiming were absolutely not caused by us.
People also don't understand that it's the hardest decision to make because you don't want to hurt people, and that's not what our intention was at all. And I just wish more people could understand that about us, you know, that it wasn't them as a couple. We served them in the past, you know, and it had to do with their event. We just couldn't, that particular event couldn't partake in. He had to take a job being a garbage. He's a garbage guy, and
garbage guy.
Garbage man. And you know, from what we were making from the shop compared to now, it's like our income is
about half.
The government's not just going after Aaron and Melissa's business assets; it's going after them individually. We're talking about a person's paycheck.
We have the state saying, you know, for my kids, they're going to be punished for what the choice I made.
It's a fair punishment for denying people their civil rights.
How serious of a crime is that to refuse services?
Is this the first time? I'd say like a warning, but...
Tough question, really. I mean...
I don't agree with that law, so I don't think they should be punished.
I think there should be a fine because they broke the law.
If they won't sell you a cake, go to a different bakery.
I think the market is probably the better way to go about doing punishment rather than fining them.
They should definitely be fined or something. It's not fair to not make a cake for somebody. Like, it's a cake.
5,000? I don't know.
20 euros.
Maybe she should have to pay for the wedding.
We're just trying to live our faith, and we're trying to live how we feel God wants us to live. And you know, we're not out there trying to offend somebody or make somebody feel bad or hurt their feelings. But you know, we have to make choices for ourselves.
I don't think we should be able to force anybody to go against their beliefs in this country. I think that we all can live, you know, peaceably together without having to force our will on somebody else. And that's what this situation has really turned into. Can somebody force somebody else to do something against their will? And the state of Oregon has said, yes, you can.
Just because I own a business shouldn't mean that I can't have a religious belief and be able to practice my religion in my workplace. And I think that everybody should be able to do that.